Our first look at some newly released police footage of a controversial country star getting arrested outside a Nashville bar. You may remember this making headlines when it happened back last year. Morgan Wallen accused of throwing a chair off the roof of a honky-tonk. Here's the video.
I don't know what he's not trying to cause no problems, man. I don't know why.
So you hear Morgan Wallen denying to police he threw anything as they're questioning him. At one point, Morgan Wallen calls Eric Church, who is also a country superstar, who happens to be a co-owner of the bar they're standing in front of. He says to Church, police were, in his words, trying to take me to jail outside of your effing bar. Wallen was charged with reckless endangerment, as you saw. We're out to his team on this, and they responded with a no comment. Let's get to Camila Bernal. Camila, after this arrest happened, this was like sort of very buzzy news at the time. It happened on like the main drag in Nashville. Morgan Wallen is very famous. It's like a whole thing. He came out and kind of accepted responsibility, et cetera. But this new footage is adding some dimension to the whole situation.
Yeah, Hallie, because we had never seen his interactions with police. We'd never really heard from him aside from the statements that he'd put out. So it is interesting to see those interactions with police, like you saw in the video, him saying that he didn't know what was going on, that it wasn't him who'd thrown the chair. He did sort of apologize for causing harm and being problematic, but that was about it. The other part that we saw in the video is those police officers going to review the surveillance video to make sure that it was indeed him who threw that chair. And if you remember, of course, this happened in 2024 when he got arrested that night. He was charged with 3 felony counts. That eventually got downgraded to 2 misdemeanor charges, which he pled guilty to. And at the time, the judge sentenced him to 7 days in an education center for DUI and then 2 years probation. At the time, he posted on social media saying that he was not proud of his behavior, that he'd accepted responsibility. His attorney saying he'd cooperated with police, that he'd apologized to everyone involved, and that he would focus on his music and his foundation. But of course, it's not the first time that we see him involved in some sort of controversy. In 2020, he was arrested for public intoxication. Then in 2020, during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, he was seen outside partying without a mask. And of course, that caused a lot of problems. He got essentially canceled from SNL. Eventually, he went back to SNL. But then in 2021, he was seen on this video using the N-word. And that, again, was a lot of controversy. People who were not happy about seeing him do this. He had to post a video and apologize at the time. He was banned from some award shows. But of course, again, this was a big deal. And then in terms of what's happening now, he just released a new music video. I don't know what that says about the timing of all of this, but that new video is out there. He posted that it is out, the official video for I Got Better. So if you want to check that out, go online and check it out. I don't know, again, what that says about the controversy today, but we're now able to see that surveillance video and sort of get a better picture of what happened that night in 2024, Hallie.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.